Okay, well, let's start off, Richard, just talking about your year and how cool it was to put together a season like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really cool being in Double A for my first year. It was a lot of fun. It was in a new state that I've never been in, and it was a little cooler at the beginning than what I'm used to here in Alabama. But it was a lot of fun to play. We had a lot of fans come out, and I was very fortunate to have success while I was up there.
Now, in terms of celebrity status, are you going to achieve that, I guess, when you get to the big leagues, or in your walking around Somerset, New Jersey? Did anyone know who you were?
Just walking around Somerset, no, but it's really cool seeing all the Yankees fans that come to our games in Somerset, and you have people stop and they ask you for an autograph, and they wish you good luck on making it to the big league soon, and it's really cool just having somebody know you by name and recognize your face just at the ballpark and wish you good luck in your future.
Now let's talk about this big league soon thing, because in talking with your parents, the Yankees do it a little differently than other teams do. Like sometimes when you're in Double A, like I've seen this with the White Sox, you could be in the bigs like the next week.
Right.
But the Yankees don't quite work that way, do they?
Yeah, most of the time they're calling guys up from AAA, so I'm looking to hopefully start in AAA whenever they're wanting me there, and then basically make it to the big leagues as soon as possible.
Yeah. When you were a kid, were you a Yankees fan?
I started off as a Yankees fan. Then whenever I got a little bit older, I became a Nationals fan because I loved Steven Strasburg, and unfortunately he just had to retire. But he's been my favorite pitcher, and so I kind of followed the Nationals because of that.
So now you kind of come full circle.
Full
now
circle.
You're in the Yankees organization, and that's the marquee organization.
Absolutely.
For years and years and years. So how honored are you
Oh,
to be pitching for them?
I'm extremely honored, and I said as soon as I got drafted by them that it was perfect because I can't even grow a beard, so I don't even have to worry about shaving. But I'm super excited and super just humbled to be in an organization that's so well known by anybody. Anybody on the street, they know the New York Yankees. They may not know much about baseball, but they know about the New York Yankees. So it's a really cool feeling to be a part of that kind of hype and a part of that organization.
How important is patience when it comes to navigating this?
I would say it's extremely important. I've been playing baseball for my whole life basically, and I'm at the right on the edge of being right where my dream is, and it's something where I can't jump ahead of myself. It's working hard every single day and trying to be where my feet are, and then trying to look towards the future but not jumping towards it.
And this is a developmental thing.
Absolutely.
How much have you developed since you were at Auburn as a pitcher?
Oh, I've gotten tremendously better. I felt that I was pretty solid and good enough to get drafted in college, and I definitely feel like I've gotten a lot better, and that's a testament to all the coaches with the Yankees and testament to everybody that I have here that I work out with in the off season. Cal Tinsley here at Tinsley Performance is awesome. I'm working out with him 4 days a week and getting better every single day because of him.
And where do you think you have developed the most?
I think I've pretty much, as far as just pitching and getting stronger and everything, I think here is probably the best place that I can be. We got 20, 30 pro guys that are in here every single day, and just having a competition, that competitive aspect of being around other guys and getting stronger with them, and then when it is time to start throwing, being able to step on the mound and hear 20 different voices of like, here's what I think, and we got big league guys in here too, so it's really cool to have that kind of atmosphere around here.
That's awesome. What area of your game do you think you've developed the most?
Ooh, well, for one, I've gotten 20 pounds heavier than what I was at Auburn. I felt like I was a stick figure whenever I was in Auburn, but I've gotten a little bit stronger. I've gotten just a little bit more confident as a pitcher too. I've really learned kind of who Richard Fitz is on the mound and kind of how I can maximize that.
Who is Richard Fitz on the mound?
I try being a confident guy. I try and throw as many strikes as I can. I'm not going to walk many guys, and show you my fastball and kind of let you go from there.
Yeah, you challenging guys and
Absolutely.
all that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it was funny. Caleb said, hey, Richard pitching on TV. And I go, don't even know that guy. He's gotten so much bigger.
Absolutely.
But the strength and the confidence, does that kind of go hand in hand when you're trying to work your way up that ladder?
Absolutely. I think confidence is definitely key of trying to be a good baseball player. They always talk about baseball as a game of failure. And as a pitcher, it's a little bit different. you're not really expected to fail as much as a hitter would. 3 times out of 10 for a hitter is really good. For a pitcher, we're trying to have success every single time that we're out there. And I learned even at Auburn that if I'm not confident on the mound, then I'm not my best. So I'm always my best if I'm confident in my game, and that comes with just preparation. Preparation starts in the weight room. Preparation starts just on film and everything like that. So as far as my weight goes, I think all that just being stronger has allowed me to become more confident because I've gotten better as I've gotten a little bit more stronger.
You had an opportunity to pitch in a spring game, right?
Yes.
Was it, how many? Was it
just one?
Just the one?
Yes.
Tell me what that was like.
Oh, it was unreal. It was the first spring training game of the year. Got to play against the Phillies and got to play against a few of their really good prospects, and it was really a cool experience having a lot of fans in the stands. And I think I threw the hardest I've ever thrown at that game, so it was a lot of fun.
What'd you hit on the gun?
I threw 98 miles an hour.
Wow.
So.
Now, you may not want to talk about this aspect of it, but okay, well, let's just say this. How did the outing go?
It was all right. It was a lot of fun. It was a spring training outing. I made one hitter look really good. He hit a home run off of me, but I got a strikeout, which ultimately, in the spring training games, I want to have success, but it's all about kind of getting ready for the season.
Who hit the homer off of you? Who did you strike out? You have to remember.
Oh, I don't really remember that. I don't remember the strikeout,
though,
but
right?
yeah,
Did you have a short memory?
Absolutely. That's important too.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Great. Is that anywhere out there on YouTube?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, I got to ask you this too before we close out. Have you been able to put on the pinstripes yet?
So, I'm wearing my pinstripe pants every single day. I haven't been able to put the pinstripe top on yet.
Okay.
So all of our affiliates have a pinstripe top, and that was my favorite one to pitch in, especially in Somerset, having just the Somerset logo across the chest, and it's really cool to have the feeling of it, but it's going to be a little bit different when you put the NY logo on the chest.
The real one.
Absolutely.
That's when the dream starts coming true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How good would that feel?
It'd feel amazing. I'd love to just walk out of the tunnel, see 40,000 people just at a normal game. It'd be incredible.
It's gonna happen, man. Cool. Okay. How easy is he to work with?
How easy is Richard Fitz to work with? That's a good question. First of all, I would like to say that he is an incredible man. Obviously, winning the accolades on the field is awesome, but he's even a better man off the field. Loves the Lord, which is awesome. The values that he instills in the athletes. I mean, he's even training athletes in-house on our pitching mounds and doing pitching lessons with athletes. And me hearing the dialogue that he's had between the athletes and then trying to get them to maximize their potential on the field and hopefully ultimately do what he's doing one day is really, really cool. But also he takes a competitive edge for everything that he does. Like, he's wanting to get after it. He came in town, what was it, Fitz? I think you were in town on
Last Monday.
Yeah, so he got in town over the weekend, and then he's in like Monday ready to roll. So a lot of athletes, and rightfully so, a lot of athletes want to take some time off, but he just understands that his body is trying to get to that next level. He's got about 365 days to make something happen. And I think this next year is going to be really good for him. And so we hit the ground running, got our evaluation in, started moving around a little bit, and started moving this week, probably a little bit more than we thought we were going to. And then next week we're going to hit it full steam ahead. Yeah,
it's funny, when I asked him a while ago, like what area he felt like he had developed the most in since he left Auburn, part of it was him misunderstanding the question I was asking, but part of it was like he's giving you credit for his development. So that's got to feel pretty cool. Where do you think you've helped him the most?
Yeah, it fires us up to have those conversations with our elite guys and then also athletes as young as 7, 10, 12 years old. And so seeing these guys play at the highest level is incredible. And so Richard in specific, some few areas that he needed to move better at, and then understanding that he's a big frame and we had some filling out to do. And so his body can handle, like right now he's at 235, and we're going to get up to 245, teeter on the edge of 250 and see how he feels, because the old adage of mass is gas, that's kind of relates to pitching just as much as it does hitting. And so, so yeah, in that regard, actually I forgot the question that you asked, but
just the ways that you've helped him develop.
Yeah. So we start every athlete from the ground up, trying to figure out. I mean, do the ankles move well? The hips, the shoulder. Obviously, but being an overhead throwing athlete, that's key. And being able to throw a baseball is what makes him be able to play and make some money and hopefully make it to the highest level next year. And so yeah, I think movement and really what our job is to educate him as much as possible. He's with us for 3.5 months for the off season. And being able to take the education that he understands from his body in the off season and take that to the in season, that's our biggest reward, is being able to have these athletes go on to the next level and say, look, I was prepared for that. I understood my body. I was moving more efficiently. Yes, we increased strength, speed, power, the whole 9 yards, but also I was more educated on what needed to happen on a day-to-day basis. Do I need to go see the therapist every day? Do I need to see the trainer? How do I vocalize pain? Because everybody's going to deal with it. And so that's where we come in, being that mediator between therapy, training room, and the coach. We're not making a lineup, so we can be that common ground for them. And I think that's really cool to be able to sit in that role.
Yeah, it's amazing. Every player's got to have a team, not just the team that he plays for, but a team behind him. I mean, it's amazing how important that is, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and most athletes don't really understand that. Pitchers specifically think that they need a little bit more attention just because of the arm care and the throwing that they do on a day in and day out basis. But yeah, the athletes that you see at the highest level, I mean, you hear about the LeBron James of the world spending millions of dollars on his body, personal chefs, and that's the cool thing about our profession, being in the private sector, and these athletes understanding that they have to take their body to the next level. If you do the same thing everybody else has been doing, you're going to get the same result, unless you're a genetic freak. And so those guys are going to probably get to the top no matter what. But if you're that middle of the road, like, how are you going to separate yourself from everybody else? And that's where it comes to getting after it 4 or 5 days a week, understanding the mobility side, the nutrition. How do we develop power through the ground? How do we maximize our potential on the mound? And that's what he's been able to do.